Aristotle's Metaphysics is one of the most influential works in the history of Western philosophy, dealing with fundamental questions of existence, reality, and the nature of the universe. Written as a collection of 14 books, it covers a wide array of topics ranging from the nature of being and the concept of substance to the structure of reality and the existence of a divine unmoved mover. The title Metaphysics comes from a later classification of Aristotle's works, denoting the study of things that go beyond the physical world, literally after the physics. 1. The nature of metaphysics. The study of being as being. Aristotle defines metaphysics as the study of being qua being, which means studying existence in its most fundamental form. For Aristotle, metaphysics is not just about examining individual objects or specific kinds of being, but investigating the nature of existence itself. While other sciences like biology or physics focus on specific aspects of reality, metaphysics looks at reality in the broadest possible sense. It is concerned with the fundamental nature of all things and asks, what does it mean for something to exist? Aristotle also distinguishes between different types of knowledge. Sciences like mathematics or physics deal with particular kinds of knowledge, but metaphysics, or first philosophy, concerns itself with the most general and abstract questions of reality. Metaphysics is thus the science of first causes and principles, because it investigates the foundational aspects of existence. In exploring being, Aristotle introduces the concept of substance, ousia, which plays a central role in his metaphysics. Substance, in his view, is what exists independently and serves as the foundation of all other properties and characteristics. Everything that exists in some way is a substance or derives from a substance. 2. The four causes. Explaining the world. One of Aristotle's most influential contributions to metaphysics is his theory of the four causes, which he uses to explain how and why things come into being. Aristotle argues that everything in the world can be understood through these four causes, which provide a complete explanation of any object or event. Material cause. This refers to the substance or material out of which something is made. For example, the material cause of a statue is the marble or bronze from which it is carved. The material cause answers the question, what is this made of? Formal cause. The formal cause is the shape, structure, or essential nature of a thing, which defines its form. In the case of a statue, the formal cause would be the design or blueprint that gives the statue its specific form. The formal cause answers the question, what is it? Efficient cause. This is the agent or process that brings something into being. It is the means by which a change or movement occurs. In the case of the statue, the efficient cause is the sculptor who carves the marble or bronze. The efficient cause answers the question, how did it come to be? Final cause. The final cause is the purpose or goal for which something exists or is done. In Aristotle's philosophy, everything in the world is said to have a purpose or function. For the statue, the final cause might be the aesthetic pleasure it provides, or the artist's desire to create something beautiful. The final cause answers the question, why does it exist? These four causes represent a comprehensive explanation of the world around us. Aristotle's emphasis on the final cause, or teleology, is particularly significant. He believes that everything in nature has a purpose or goal, a concept known as telos, which is built into its very nature. This teleological view contrasts with modern scientific explanations, which tend to focus on efficient causes or the physical processes by which things happen, rather than their ultimate purpose. 3. Substance and essence. The core of reality. At the heart of Aristotle's metaphysical inquiry is his analysis of substance. For Aristotle, substance is the most fundamental aspect of reality. It is what exists independently, and what other things depend on for their existence. Substances are concrete things like animals, plants, and objects, but they are also the entities that underlie and support all change and qualities. Aristotle makes a crucial distinction between two aspects of substance: essence and accident. The essence of a substance refers to its fundamental nature, the defining characteristics that make it what it is. For example, the essence of a horse is whatever defines its horseness, the essential features that make it different from other animals. By contrast, accidental properties are those attributes that can change without altering the essence of the substance. For example, the color of a horse's coat might change, but it remains a horse because its essential nature has not been altered. Thus, the essence is the core identity of a thing, while accidents are secondary, contingent features. Aristotle also introduces the concept of form in relation to substance. Every substance is a combination of matter and form. Matter is the material out of which something is made, and form is the arrangement or structure that gives the substance its specific identity. In the case of a living organism, the form is its soul or its essential principle of life. The form of a substance is what gives it its identity and purpose. Aristotle's analysis of substance also leads him to reject Plato's theory of forms, which held that abstract forms or ideas exist separately from the material world and that particular things in the material world are merely imperfect copies of these ideal forms. Aristotle argues that form and matter are inseparable in concrete substances, and he criticizes Plato for separating the world of forms from the world of particulars. 4. Potentiality and actuality. The dynamics of change. One of Aristotle's most innovative contributions to metaphysics is his distinction between potentiality, dynamis, and actuality, energeia or entelecheia. This distinction is crucial for understanding how change occurs in the world. Potentiality refers to the capacity or possibility for something to become something else. It represents what a thing could be, but is not yet. For example, an acorn has the potential to become an oak tree. Actuality refers to the realization or fulfillment of that potential. It is the state of being in which something has achieved its full nature. In the case of the acorn, its actuality is the oak tree that it becomes once it has fully grown. Aristotle sees potentiality and actuality as two aspects of the same reality. Everything in the natural world is in a state of flux, moving from potentiality to actuality. For example, a child has the potential to become an adult, and a piece of marble has the potential to become a statue. This process of becoming, moving from potentiality to actuality, is what Aristotle calls kinesis, movement or change. Importantly, Aristotle argues that nothing can move from potentiality to actuality on its own. There must always be something that causes the change, something that is already in a state of actuality. This leads him to the concept of the unmoved mover, which will be discussed shortly. 5. The unmoved mover, the prime cause of all motion. One of the most profound and difficult aspects of Aristotle's metaphysics is his theory of the unmoved mover. In his quest to understand the ultimate causes of motion and change in the universe, Aristotle posits the existence of a being that is pure actuality, without any potentiality. This being, the unmoved mover, is the ultimate cause of all motion and change in the cosmos, yet it itself remains unmoved. The reasoning behind this concept stems from Aristotle's understanding of causality and motion. According to him, everything in the world is in motion, and this motion must have a cause. However, this chain of causes cannot go on infinitely. There must be a first cause that itself is not moved by anything else. This first cause is what Aristotle calls the unmoved mover, a perfect and eternal being that causes all motion without itself being moved. The unmoved mover is described as pure actuality because it has no potentiality. It is already perfect and fully realized. It is also pure form, without any matter, because matter is associated with potentiality and change. For Aristotle, the unmoved mover exists outside the physical world and is not subject to time or change. It is, in a sense, the ultimate final cause of the universe, the goal toward which all things are directed. Aristotle also identifies the unmoved mover with a kind of divine being, which has led many to interpret it as Aristotle's concept of God. However, Aristotle's God is not a personal deity like in many religious traditions. The unmoved mover does not intervene in the world or have any will or emotions. It is simply the perfect and eternal cause of all motion in the universe, and it exists in a state of pure thought, contemplating its own perfection. 6. Metaphysics as the study of universal principles. In addition to analyzing substance, causality, and the unmoved mover, Aristotle's metaphysics is also concerned with understanding the universal principles that govern all of reality. Metaphysics, in Aristotle's view, is the study of the first principles and causes that apply to all beings, regardless of their particular nature. One of these universal principles is the law of non-contradiction, which states that something cannot both be and not be at the same time and in the same respect. For example, it is impossible for a substance to both exist and not exist at the same time. This principle is foundational for Aristotle's metaphysics because it establishes the logical coherence of reality. Another important principle is the idea of unity. Aristotle argues that all beings are unified in some way, either through their substance or their form. This unity is what gives things their coherence and identity, allowing them to exist as distinct entities. Finally, Aristotle's metaphysics explores the relationship between the physical and the immaterial. While much of his work is focused on the material world, he also recognizes the existence of immaterial realities, such as the unmoved mover and the forms of living beings. These immaterial realities are not subject to the same kinds of change and decay as material substances, and they represent the highest and most perfect forms of existence. Conclusion: Aristotle's metaphysics is a rich and complex exploration of the fundamental principles of reality. By examining concepts such as substance, essence, causality, potentiality, and actuality, Aristotle provides a comprehensive framework for understanding the nature of existence. His theory of the unmoved mover offers a profound account of the ultimate cause of all motion and change in the universe, while his analysis of being, form, and substance continues to influence philosophical thought to this day. The study of metaphysics, as Aristotle conceives it, is not merely an abstract intellectual exercise. It is an inquiry into the deepest questions of existence, seeking to uncover the principles that underlie all things. By doing so, Aristotle lays the foundation for much of Western philosophy and continues to offer insights into the nature of reality that remain relevant today.